Family's son received an inheritance of $800 million, while the beloved daughter only gets a broken cellar. Although the daughter thinks it's unfair for her father to do this, she has no choice but to accept it. To find out what was in the cellar, she went into the back cellar alone. But when she arrived, it was pitch black. It was ominous. Lisa walked slowly into the cellar to check it out. She finally made it to the end of the cellar. But when she turned on the light, she found there was a strange man sitting inside. Lisa tried to go up to him to see if he was dead or not, but the next moment the man woke up. Lisa was so frightened that she ran for cover. She couldn't understand why her father had given her the strange man in the cellar. She went home and tried to call the police, but the scene is interrupted by her brother Roy. Roy wants to give Lisa half of the inheritance, but Lisa thinks her father must have had a reason for dividing it up the way he did. Roy was left with nothing to say. At night, Lisa went to her father's room. She saw a picture of herself as a child. She suddenly remembered when she was a child, her father wouldn't let her go into the cellar to find out who was in the cellar. Lisa went to the cellar again with her weapon. Even though Lisa was wearing a mask, the strange man recognized her immediately and gave her the names of everyone in her family. Lisa wanted to know who he really was, but the strange man made a request of her. Lisa had no choice but to take the vodka and the prime rib to the cellar, and the strange man kept his promise. He told Lisa the secret he'd been keeping for 30 years. Everyone sits down to share the inheritance. The unworthy son got $800 million, and the beautiful daughter only gets a strange man with white hair. Lisa tries to find out who the strange man her father gave her is. Lisa arrives with vodka and steak. It was only at this point the weirdo reveals the secret he's been keeping for 30 years. 30 years ago, he and the rich businessman were best friends, but due to a drunken driving accident they killed a man. The rich businessman was afraid he would tell on him, so he threw him in a broken cellar. Lisa couldn't believe it, because her father had always been a philanthropist. There's no way he would do something so ridiculous. While Lisa was confused, he told Lisa another truth. He said the rich businessman had another lover. Lisa thought he was lying. She was so angry that she locked the door and turned around and left. But when she arrived at the address the strange man had given her, she found a very beautiful woman and found her half-brother in her house. Lisa couldn't believe it. She had no choice but to go back to the cellar. In order to verify the strange man's words, Lisa let him out. They drove to the spot where the body had been buried 30 years earlier. Lisa dug down with a shovel and found a few white bones. Lisa was so frightened that she buried it, because if anyone found them, the dead father would become a murderer. Even though it turned out the strange man wasn't lying, Lisa wasn't about to let him go.